To finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu, check out those gorgeous Lakeware sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lakeware. Seating now available.
The biggest air show in the South is back in Lakeland. Sun and Fun International Fly-In and Expo celebrates its 41st year all week long, April 21st through April 26th. This year promises to be bigger, faster, and louder than ever before. Experience the heart-thumping, awe-inspiring performance of the Breitling Jet Team's U.S. debut and the Air Force Thunderbirds. See thousands of aircraft both in the air and on display, and an open flight line of historic warbirds. Sun and Fun offers fun for the whole family with daily air shows, a kids zone, a classic car show, and lots of great food. Florida residents can make it a weekend the family will remember by coming Saturday, April 25th and Sunday, April 26th to experience 3 shows for the price of one. See the Breitling team perform at 3 p.m. Stay for the night air show, which includes aerobatic flyers, pyrotechnics, and a dazzling fireworks display. And come back Sunday for an additional show. Sun and Fun International Fly-In and Expo, celebrating its 41st year all week long, April 21st through April 26th in Lakeland. It's bigger, it's faster, it's louder, it's Sun and Fun.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is Southern Pigskin Tonight with host Buddy Martin on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Southern Pigskin Tonight, where the guests are all-stars and the hosts are overweight, underpaid, impatient, grumpy, mediocre talent. Okay, maybe not grumpy.
Well, speak for yourself.
I'm Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz here in the southernmost region of Southern Pigskin Radio Network, our WOCA studios in beautiful Ocala. And I can assure you today that the guests are top shelf. Starting with a star of Fox NFL Sunday, and now the star of Southern Pigskin Tonight, Terry Bradshaw. It'd be very interesting to hear his comments about the judge's new ruling on the concussion lawsuit.
Gee, buddy, I wonder which one of those introductions Terry wants us to use, us or Fox.
Hey, Bradshaw belongs to us. Don't forget, he's also the co-host of this show and the very popular Terry Bradshaw football show segment. So right here on this network, Southern Pigskin Tonight, soon to be announcing expansion plans, by the way. And in a few weeks, Terry will be right here in our Ocala studio.
Relax, buddy. Don't get so sensitive. I was just asking.
Not sensitive. Just telling you. Later on, we'll be hearing from the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Had a little day after birthday luncheon, and we chatted about the Gamecocks, plus a project we're working on. Then, listen to this. David Moulton of 993 ESPN in Fort Myers, Naples, talking about everything from the Gators quarterback situation to Ohio State's massive turnout for the Buckeye spring game. Then, Mr. College Football himself, Tony Barnhart, takes a trip around the SEC to check on spring games. And your favorite, Joe Williams of Mile High Sports in Denver, will reflect on the days when he saw Tim Tebow in a Broncos uniform.
Okay, I do like Joe Williams, but one more thing, buddy. You keep telling us Terry's coming. Terry's coming. Is he really coming or what?
Come on, easy, big fella. Did you hear the show last week? What did Terry say?
Well, he said he was coming in a few weeks as soon as he gets his new airplane.
Okay, let's take him at his word. I'll tell you what. We're going to be talking to Terry again in just a few minutes. We'll ask him, what's up with your coming to Florida and Georgia, TB?
Okay, do you think he's going to let me ride this jet, though?
Right, sure, Tom, sure. Yeah, and we'll probably fly to Statesboro for lunch, by the way. It's your favorite restaurant, which would be?
The Beaver House. I mean, come on.
Of course. What else? Jeez. Starstruck already. I also hear tell he may be flying his new plane to the Golden Isles Airport up there around Brunswick and the beautiful area of the Golden Isles. If he does, he could pop on the show with our guys from 3 and Out. In fact, it's time to tee it up with our pals from 3 and Out right now. So let's head up I-95 to the mothership in Brunswick, but by air and not airplane, and talk to host Kevin Thomas and SouthernPigskin.com publisher BJ Bennett. Kevin, BJ, and Matt Osborne are heard weekdays on 790 AM and 103.7 FM in Brunswick, 1400 AM and 104.3 FM in Savannah, Hilton Head, and 1350 in Blackshear, Waycross. Kevin, I hear you and BJ got a little pre-draft discussion going on about some of the SEC and ACC's top players and who might be chosen high by NFL teams.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be here with you on Southern Pigskin tonight. Of course, BJ, we are 1 week away from the NFL draft, and it looks like a player from the South going to go number 1 in the draft. A number of players from the South listed there in the top 5, and you talk about the SEC with the most first-round draft picks right there with the ACC, seemingly every single year, just dominating the draft in terms of talent. But Jameis Winston projected by many in a week to go number 1. Anyway, that sentiment changes between now and next Thursday.
No, I'd be very surprised, unless Tampa has made an offer that is just ridiculous that they have to take, couldn't turn down. I think Jameis Winston is going to be the number 1 overall pick, but as you mentioned, a number of players from the South, the ACC and SEC, they're going to be high picks.
And defensive linemen out of the South could be both gone in the top 5-6 picks, with Fowler from Florida and Vic Beasley from Clemson.
Yeah, a couple of guys. And then you have Dupree and Ray, a number of guys. But I think Vic Beasley is very dynamic, and he's not going to be a pure defensive end. He's a guy that can play standing up and can be used situationally, a number of different spots on the field. But watching him at Clemson the last few years, has a great burst off the line of scrimmage, quick, great instincts. He's fun to watch. And I think for a team like Jacksonville, you're going to have a tough choice, because assuming a trade doesn't happen or something unforeseen doesn't happen, I think you're probably picking between Vic Beasley and Dante Fowler, who is so incredibly talented off the edge for the Florida Gators, had a huge finish to the year. So if you're Jacksonville, they're at 3, and you assume Winston goes 1, Mariota goes 2 to either Tennessee or maybe a team trades up, then I think Jacksonville's looking at probably an edge rusher, Vic Beasley or Dante Fowler, or maybe Leonard Williams, the big interior lineman, where I think he might play out of USC.
Going to be very, very interesting. You look at some teams in the South. Tampa Bay, number 1. Jags, number 3. It seems like all the teams in the South were not very good. Yeah. Falcons even in there at, number 8. So if you look at some of these teams and you are in that high of a position in the draft, outside of quarterback, where you're looking, if all things are equal and you are just a bad team, but you have a quarterback, what is your next biggest piece in your estimation?
I think you're looking at offensive tackle or defensive end or edge rusher. I guess we have to say some guys are more outside linebackers, but offensive tackle, edge rusher, and again, a number of edge rushers out of the Deep South. Shane Ray out of Missouri, of course, had a great career and is a big-time speed rusher. Bud Dupree out of Kentucky, an athletic freak, a guy that is going to make plays and is going to get into the offensive backfield. I mean, all of these guys are big-time talents, guys that are ready to make impacts right away, I think, at the next level. And if you're drafted this high, Kevin, if you're taken in the top 10, where you're talking about Tampa picking and Jacksonville picking and certainly Atlanta picking there at 8, you're looking for a guy to come in and start and help your team win.
And again, you talk about boom or bust potential in the draft. All the talk is about quarterbacks. Are you a franchise quarterback? Are you a bust? Are you a big time player? What's the boom or bust? I mean, what's in your opinion the safest position to not bust on? I mean, because you talk about edge rusher. I mean, the Falcons have been looking for an edge rusher forever. Is offensive tackle because at least if you bust, you're still a 4 to 5, 6 year player in the league. I mean, yeah, maybe you're not dominating, but you can still play.
I think maybe inside linebacker, there aren't many guys, and part of that's because they aren't generally taken so high. So if you're taken in the mid to late first round, even the expectations aren't as immediate or overbearing. So some of those positions, maybe an interior offensive lineman, they aren't taken dramatically high. But yeah, if you're taking somebody that high, quarterback, offensive tackle, edge rusher, they're going to want to see you produce right now.
That'll do it for us. Draft coming up in a week. Back to you, buddy, here on Southern Pigskin tonight.
Thanks, Kevin. For a guy who was making noises about possibly stepping aside last season and hanging up his whistle just a few months ago, Steve Spurrier certainly has been chipper lately. Maybe his 70th birthday agreed with him. I caught up with the head ball coach in Gainesville this week, and we talked about his Gamecocks and celebrated a little bit of good news on our part. The first thing we talked about, though, was his quarterback situation.
Well, the quarterback situation will be resolved, I guess, in preseason. The quarterbacks all did pretty well this spring. Connor Mitch, he's going into his second year, I guess. Michael Scarnecchia. Michael was redshirted last year, and he had a good spring. And Perry Orth, the walk-on kids, statistically, they were all about the same. It seems like they all hit about 60%, 55, 60, and moved the ball a bit. So we'll see how they do through the summer. I also got a freshman, Lorenzo Nunez, really excellent athlete kid from the Atlanta area, probably as good a runner as passer. So as we all know, those kind of quarterbacks are very valuable.
It'll be interesting how the new version of Steve Spurrier's offense looks if he gets in the game. Defensively, I heard you say the other day, or I read you quoted saying you're so happy to have John Hoke for a lot of reasons. A, he's a heck of a football coach, and B, he's a good friend. Can you see changes on the defensive side of the ball, Coach?
Yeah, John Hoke was with me at Florida. All the Gators remember him. We actually had the number one defense in the SEC in 2001 and number one scoring defense also. But John went on into pro ball. I stayed 2 years. He stayed 13 as a secondary coach at Houston Texans and Chicago Bears. And it worked out. His kids have graduated from high school now. His twin daughters. And in fact, one of them's coming to South Carolina. So it's pretty natural to get John to come in. And he's looking forward to being a coordinator again. He and Lorenzo Ward are our co-coordinators. John, being the secondary guy and so forth, will call the shots.
You've dispelled two rumors. Number one, you dispelled the fact that 2014 was not a terrible season. I heard you say that on Paul Feinbaum's show. Number two, you have no intentions of retiring anytime soon. Address the first one.
7-6 and win the bowl game turned out to be a decent year for us. As you know, buddy, South Carolina had only had 3 of those in school history till 10 years ago. So we got a little bit of something to hang our hat on. We've won 4 straight bowl games, which, gosh, I've never done that as a coach. And, of course, South Carolina has it. Not many schools have. But I really think getting John Hoke in there, our defense was going to be a little bit more sounder than we were. Guys tackle better, play harder, be more accountable to each other. And I've told people John Hoke is going to help extend my career another 4 or 5 years, I believe.
Well, and again, that addresses the issue of you made it clear, especially on your birthday, that you plan to be around, and that you seem rejuvenated, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And obviously the finish we had last year was very beneficial for all of us, winning 3 of the last 4, winning the bowl game, and getting into the off season. That gives you new life.
I'm very pleased to say that you asked me to help pen your autobiography and look forward to it. What do you think fans can expect when we get that thing done next year?
Well, buddy, as you know, we're just trying to get in the book how it's all happened. I'm a very blessed, fortunate person. I know that. I know God has smiled on me in so many different ways, and just fortunate to be at the right place at the right time and to get this job and that job and all the things that have happened over the last 30 years as a coach and even prior to getting into coaching.
Good luck with the Gamecocks this season.
All right, thanks, buddy. Looking forward to doing that book. Yeah, hopefully people will look in there and realize that myself, my family, Jerry, and all of us, we have really been blessed and fortunate.
All right, thanks to Steve Spurrier again for the opportunity to tell his story in book form.
Now, that's the book I'm going to look forward to reading, buddy, even if you did write it.
Well, there you go. Thank you for a backhanded compliment. Up next, we'll tell you what Terry Bradshaw is going to be talking about, but maybe not, because we just never know. So strap it on, folks. The Terry Bradshaw Football Show is just around the corner. Next, right here on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
Back with more Southern Pigskin Tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Man has long dreamed of turning lead into gold. We dreamed of turning gold into platinum. Bud Light Platinum in a sleek cobalt blue bottle, triple filtered, smooth finish, top shelf taste. Make it platinum. Bud Light Platinum. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Platinum Lager, ale in Texas and Oregon. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Hi, this is Kevin McDonald, your local Allstate agent. To get your quote, please call us at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Kenny's Place Nursery offers horticulture training for the mentally handicapped, and that makes them beautiful people in my book. And those beautiful people have some beautiful plants and flowers on sale, like annuals in 4-inch pots for only $1 each, a 3-gallon bottle brush plant for only $8, Confederate jasmine, 3 gallons for $8. How about azaleas, 1 gallon for only $4.25, and a 2-gallon pot of knockout roses for only $17. Call 352-867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Time now for Terry Bradshaw, and here's Terry.
What you say, buddy boy?
What are you doing today?
I just finished working out about an hour ago.
What kind of workout? What'd you do?
I had to hire myself a trainer.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to do it and push myself, and so I'm doing what they call the core. I'm working on my core, buddy. So I'm looking. I'm not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about 40 pounds from a spandex bathing suit. Yeah. So you go ahead and laugh all you want. You'll be seeing me do over 60 bathing suit commercials. It's going to be looking good.
Is
too,
there an over 60 Ironman you could run in Hawaii?
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, I did that. I've had my protein shake afterwards, and then Chris Biffle, who is one of North Texas' most creative designers, is here. He flew in. My wife flew him in at her expense, and I gave them permission to redesign the floors in the house. And so, out with the old, in with the new, kind of bring this place over. Bring it to life a little.
TB, let me ask you a question now, because people asked me that they said this place is for sale, and you putting all this money in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What if it doesn't sell?
Oh, okay. Well, you could. I guess that makes a good point. There you go. All right. Do that now.
I wouldn't got a kick out of it, but
I know your pranks, and I just real quick, I'll get this one in as a recollection. The time we used to get in the elevator together, and we ride up, and you say, "I can't believe I lost $500,000 in Nabisco today." And people would turn and look at you, and just
or we say, and she pulled her gun out and shot the guy right there in front of us, just dropped him right on the floor. I never seen nothing like that. You can just watch people tense up in front of you.
TB, you want to talk some football?
No.
Let's do it anyway. News this week, Terry, that the Philadelphia Eagles took another bold move. Whether it's the right move, that remains to be seen.
Oh, the Tebow, yeah.
Signing Tim Tebow. There's a lot of people who have opinions about him. He, of course, is extremely popular all over the country, but especially down here. Give me your honest assessment of Tebow, his heart, his character, and his ability to play quarterback in the National Football League.
Well, buddy, I don't know internally what he's about. I would never be one to say, great heart. I don't know this guy. I am one that went on record before he was drafted and said I wouldn't have a problem drafting him because of his high character, and I thought he would be a great player for and a teammate. As a man of faith, I think we need more people like that as opposed to the people that are bad examples for young people. But let's move past that and get on to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia is a good move for him. That's an offense he ran in Florida. He knows how to run that offense. You don't have to throw spirals. Joe Kapp didn't throw spirals. Billy Kilmer didn't throw spirals. None of them had fast releases. I think in the right system, and it looks like the read option, the spread option, I think Tebow was a good fit for what Kelly did. I think that's a good move. I have no problem with it. And I said, hey, there you go. And if the other guys, if Kelly wants to get back to his read option, he's got a big, powerful guy that can take the beating, and he can't take the beating. So I think it was a smart move. When you do the read option, you take away one side of the football field, unless it's a design throwback. You're going to the one side, and you run. You got a guy going deep, a guy working in the middle, and the guy underneath. And then if they all drop off, you run. It's a pretty simple offense to run when it comes to the passing game. Spread of the read option, you're riding in there, you're keying the defensive ends and linebackers. It's pretty much designated to the side you're going and where you're throwing it. I think the Tebow thing, I think it's a good move. while some find interesting, I think, hey, I think it's a smart deal.
For sure, Terry, it gets a lot of answers in the National Football League. And given the problems, we're going to talk about one that they've had with the issues of the image of the National Football League, for which, by the way, you've been very, very, very critical of the commissioner about this. He is a balance, I think, if he can just make the roster. Extremely popular guy. And by the way, a high character guy, I can tell you. But here's a guy having problems. Greg Hardy, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Had a little problem at home, a little domestic abuse situation, got 10 games suspended. Is Goodell making a statement there, and will those 10 games stick, Terry?
Well, you don't beat up women. You beat up a woman. You should not be allowed back in any athletic endeavor, not necessarily with the company that you're working for. Man, you're talking to the wrong guy here. I am one guy who respects women's rights. I respect their bodies, and I have no leniency when it comes to a man beating up on a woman. As far as I'm concerned, see you, don't want to hear from you ever again, disappear. That's the way I feel about it, buddy. And second chances, this guy's shown no remorse. Are you kidding me? He got paid. He got paid $13.5 million to sit his ass down for beating up his girlfriend. He got $13.5 million, buddy. So there's no punishment, Adrian Peterson. There's no punishment. Where's the punishment phase? Well, the punishment phase is when you take it all away from them. All the money, everything, take it all.
Take it out of football.
And they did not do that. And now Peterson gets 10 game suspension. He missed last year, but he got paid. If I'm Hardy, I'm going, man, you know what? Pretty good gig. I didn't do anything, and I got all my money. But this year, he's not going to get his money for 10 games, and he is. Then he can play for the Dallas Cowboys, who supposedly were a team that said they only wanted to bring high character guys in. Mm-hmm. You beat up a woman. You put your hands on a woman. You're not a high character guy. You're just not a high character guy. Rehab, you know what, man? Boy.
Preach it.
I do believe. I have a strong values, family values, and I have strong respect for the rights of, certainly for women, babies, and everybody else, defenseless human beings. I have no tolerance for that, none whatsoever. And so maybe it makes me a phony. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't think so.
Maybe
you're just fine the way you are.
I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. Yeah, I'm just
like
a
me.
little of both, I guess.
There you go. We're together on that, brother. Okay, Terry, got to ask you about this story because you've talked about it some. The news that the judge has lifted the ceiling to $1 billion for suits. And obviously, there's going to be some kind of adjustment on these lawsuits for head injuries. I had a guy propose on this show that he thinks that all NFL players who play a certain time should have all their expenses paid in the hospitalization after playing in the National Football League. Do you think there's going to be is there going to be a big change here? You think we'll see bigger suits coming?
Well, it's such a complicated issue. When they pulled the original settlement off the table, it was $750 million. Now it's $1 billion. Lawsuits, I don't know, buddy. It's going to be, and I'm a lawyer, and for all the lawyers that are listening, I have no right to step into your territory because I have no answer. But it seems to me like if, in fact, it's a $1 billion settlement, everybody has to sign off on it, and those that have their own individual lawsuits to be able to get this are going to have to sign on. Once they sign off, I think legally it's over unless they have their own individual suit and they don't want to be a part of the NFL. That common sense wise, that's kind of the way I look at that. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that these players are able to get more money. I'm happy that there has become an understanding in the general public that are football fans, and it now is being acknowledged by the NFL that there's a concern about dementia, trauma with these head injuries, and it's led to rule changes to help prevent them. and there's so many players back. There's no telling how many players in the NFL could have used this settlement. And I think to a large extent, it says to the NFL owners, yes, there was a problem. All right? There was a problem. And you people know it's a problem, and it's time you own up to it. And that's what the $1 billion is for. Because, listen, I think all the players and everybody else, commissioner, he's not the most beloved commissioner. He's lost favor with the great majority of the players. And the owners love him because he gets money. But this commissioner has had a major wake-up call with the domestic violence, and now he's had it with the concussion thing. And, it's all about money, buddy. And it's about time these players that have been injured and been diagnosed with all of these are able to get the proper amount of money, whatever that is. I mean, listen, chances are you're going to die younger because of it. So
no question.
Is that part of it? Is it worth it?
Yeah, exactly. It takes a lot of courage. Blake Bortles from Jacksonville, the Jaguars. So we have a lot of followers in Jacksonville. And I was surprised today at his statement, which I read about him. He had a decent first year, but he was a rookie, typical rookie. He says, my arm is kind of deteriorated during the season. He said during the all-season condition program, and also he said that it's a product of throwing for 2 years straight without a break. I took some time off and let it heal and went to seek out some proper mechanics on how to make it never hurt again. So, Bortles, it's normal to have arm fatigue, Terry. You had a strong arm. You threw the javelin in high school to set a national record. Did you ever get arm fatigue?
No. No, I never had arm problems at all. I never got tired. So I don't know. Maybe he had an injury, buddy. That you're not going to find out what all these kids have. All these could have had a shoulder problem, but I was a wrist thrower. I held it and snapped it, and a lot of kids, you can really fire a football with your shoulder. I mean, you can drive it. So it sounds to me like he probably had an injury, a muscle problem, a tendon issue. Sounds like an injury.
Yeah.
More than you don't get fatigued.
Okay, Terry Paxton, stay right there. We'll get back to you in a moment. Open up your mailbag. It's been a weird spring, and we're not exactly sure what to make of all the mad scrambling for quarterbacks or the attendance and how it varies at various venues. David Moulton and Tony Barnhart help us sort that out next, right here on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
Back with more Southern Pigskin Tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800. Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
All the football news doesn't revolve around colleges this week. You heard Terry Bradshaw talking about the changes in the NFL's concussion policy and the payout. The guys from 3 and Out chatting about the draft. Now it's time for a mixed bag with David Moulton of 993 ESPN in Fort Myers, Naples, followed by Mr. College Football Tony Barnhart of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and SEC Network. Welcome to the program. A friend of ours that we often call upon when we need some real insight, David Moulton from Southwest Florida, Miller and Moulton, who joins us on the program now to talk a little football. David, how you doing?
I thought you said you needed some real insight.
You got Gary Daniels's number?
Now that's funny.
You're a pal?
What's going on?
People don't know that about you, not everybody in this part of the country. David's got the job everybody would love to have. Great job. He does spotting and a lot more for the CBS crew, and he gets to see. He has a great seat for great college football games. So, David, whenever you die, I want your job, okay?
It does beat working for a living.
Anything surprise you in college football this spring, like 99,000 paid in the horseshoe for Ohio State?
Well, I remember Nick Saban's first spring game in Alabama and the state it played to. Actually, there was more people at the spring game that had ever been to an Alabama football game, period. It was over 90,000, and that was, I believe, the 07 spring game. So not totally shocking to me. It's nice to know that the northern folk who make fun of the southern folk for how much they love their college football can pack 99,000 in. The other side of that, though, is, Buddy, did you see some of the ACC spring game totals?
I didn't see many of them.
3,000.
Yeah.
3,000, 4,000, 4,500, 5,000. There is a staggering have and have not thing going on right now.
What can we draw from that? I mean, 99,000 there. I talked to Steve Spurrier this week. They had about 22 to 25 up in Columbia. I'm told they said 15,000 at Florida Field, which is probably closer to 10, I'm told. What can we draw from this?
Well, I think, first off, people are attending less football, period. They're watching more of it at home. It's more comfortable. And so that is one thing that we do need to point out. Attendance has kind of peaked and plateaued in a lot of areas. Also, let's be honest, the spring games aren't as good as they used to be a few years ago. They'd play a legit game. And you actually felt like, hey, if we go, we're going to see the best play and they're going to give us a real effort and give us a real game. And now it's kind of a, synchronized scrimmage. And, I mean, look in Florida's case. I mean, you got to be an unbelievable Gator booster to go to the spring game this year when they're letting you know beforehand that they're only going to have about 54 guys who can play in it.
Yeah, and no game, really. Not even a good scrimmage. Right. So, but you want to get a look at the quarterback. Did you watch any of it on the SEC network at all?
The Gator scrimmage?
Yes.
I did watch a little bit of it. I thought that if Greer's wide receivers had held on to the ball, that I think that McElwain would have been forced to name him the starter already.
Yeah, I think he's found his quarterback, but he doesn't quite want to admit it yet. I'm not ruling out Treon Harris. I'm not going to rule him out just simply because he's got the experience. I like the way Greer sets up. He's got a little bit of confidence based on what I saw. He's got a little composure. Apparently, although we didn't see it, he's a pretty darn good runner. He ran in high school a lot. And there's something there that I think that seems to fit McElwain's mold, if that's the right word. He seems to be more in the mold of the quarterback. If you look at the quarterbacks he coached at Alabama, he looks more like those quarterbacks than, say, Treon Harris. Don't you think?
Well, you brought up something, though, which is important to keep in mind. Florida is going to most likely have to have a mobile quarterback, particularly early, because let's face it, the offensive line is a weak link to start the season and is, barring the unforeseen, probably going to be one of the weaker areas on the team the whole year, and that's even if it stays healthy. So I think mobility out of a quarterback, I mean, you can only throw so many checkdowns and throw many short passes that I think a mobile quarterback is going to be essential. And if Harris is more mobile than Greer, that's a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, they say Greer in high school ran a lot, has the mobility, but I really do think the Florida quarterback this year needs to be mobile.
Thanks, David Moulton of 993 ESPN in Naples, Fort Myers. When you want to know about SEC football, you go to the source. Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart, who sized up some of the teams after spring games recently.
All the leading economic indicators are pointing in the right direction for Tennessee. They've recruited well the last couple of years, on paper at least. And but my belief is that in terms of if the definition of being there is having a chance to win the division, I still think they're a year away. But they have a quarterback who has played significant games in the SEC, which is something a lot of teams can't say in this league. And they are very good at the skill position. So we'll see. I think Tennessee is definitely a bowl team. I'm not going to pick them to win the division. They'll be a popular choice because of the talent they've got coming in.
If you look at the spring games, everybody's looking for a quarterback. I mean, when's the last time that Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, and Florida State over the ACC were all looking for a quarterback in the spring game?
That's right, and to me that was the theme of the spring, and nobody's coming out of spring with any real answers. And I think a lot of that is by design now. I think coaches have learned not to make that decision in the spring because they want everybody to remain engaged, and most of all, they want them not to transfer. So it'll be, you guys down there in Florida. I mean, I think you've definitely got a quarterback race. Georgia, I think they're headed in the right direction, but we'll see. I went to see Coach Spurrier a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like it's going to be Connor Mitch, the kid from Raleigh, but we'll see. It's going to make for an interesting summer.
Well, you certainly wonder because Lorenzo Nunez is coming in there, and Connor Mitch is the guy right now, but we'll wait and see how that turns out. It looks like Bryce Ramsey up in Athens. Right now, Will Greer's got the edge. And FSU still, by the way, not the SEC, but they're still looking for a quarterback. They didn't get the kind of game out of Sean McGuire they thought they'd get. And Jacob Coker looks like a shoe-in at Alabama, but, let's see until he gets on the field. Tony, what do you look for in the spring game?
Well, you know what, buddy, I quit going to spring games about 15 years ago because I wasn't learning anything. And, Coach Spurrier always did this. He believed it should be for the fans. You should have fun with it. And And if the reporters want to come out, that's fine. But I just quit going to the games. I learn a lot more by going to practice and sitting down with the coaches than I do anything else.
Spurrier's got it right. I mean, how much better can it get that when you drive down the field on your Connor Mitch, the first touchdown pass you throw is to not a wide receiver, but Darius Rucker.
That's right.
That to me that's what makes it fun. Anyway, Steve seems to have more approach. It looks more like a football game. I call part of his game on it, and it looks like it's more fun. And you say designed for the fans, so we'll see. Looking around the league, just on the basis of what we know right now, is there anybody that's more exciting this year and someone who got a chance at, say, a Heisman than Nick Chubb?
It's funny. I met with Nick Chubb a couple of weeks ago in Athens, and he was excited with the way his season turned out. He is a phenomenal football player. But they not only does Georgia have Nick Chubb, they have Sony Michel. They have Keith Marshall, who was Todd Gurley's running mate. He's been dinged up, and they got a kid named Brendan Douglas, and so they're very deep at running back. They got 4 out of 5 coming back on the offensive line. They'll find somebody to play a quarterback. They got Malcolm Mitchell coming back at wide receiver. Right now, I'm picking Georgia to win the East.
I heard you say that you picked Georgia to win the East, and so beyond that, you give Tennessee a look, maybe. I don't think Florida's ready to play at that level, not South Carolina. I don't know who else you'd pick right now.
Well, I think you got to go with Georgia. You got to go with Tennessee.
Well, Missouri maybe, but
Missouri, because Missouri's got Matty Mock coming back. They missed a couple of great defensive ends, but they missed a couple of great defensive ends last year, and so I think Gary Pinkel is just a really, really good coach. So right now, just based on experience, I think you got to go with Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, and then it's some combination of South Carolina and Tennessee. Kentucky's going to be better. Now, define better. I think they really want to get to a bowl, but they got a veteran quarterback in Patrick Towles. They've got good running backs, and so they're going to be better. They're going to beat somebody this year they're not supposed to.
Well, you couldn't go the whole show without digging deeper and talking about Tim Tebow, one of my favorite players, by the way. Who better to talk about that than one of his biggest fans in Denver, Joe Williams of Mile High Sports? Plus, Terry's Mailbag next on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
Back with more Southern Pigskin Tonight in a moment on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Ocus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Ocus offers your business radically new technology called Next Generation Websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Ocus, there is so much more. Built into the Ocus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Ocus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Ocus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at ocus.com. That's OCOOS.com, or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Ocus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
They say diamonds are always a girl's best friend. April is Diamond Month at Goss & Son Jewelers. Check out their Tacori engagement and bridal sets and beautiful diamond anniversary band. Hand-selected by the Goss family, Teddy and Jerry Goss and Cammie McLeod. You can choose these beautiful diamonds just for you or your loved one. Visit Goss & Son Jewelers downtown on the square and let the diamond consultants help you select a one-of-a-kind piece. Goss & Son, downtown for 65 years.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin.
Tim Tebow will make it. Tim Tebow won't make it. Tim Tebow's a lousy quarterback. Tim Tebow's got a big heart, and he's a leader.
Buddy, I don't understand. All I know is the guy wins everywhere he goes, and he's exactly what everybody wants. He's a football player. What's the problem?
You wonder, too, what would happen if he actually went someplace where somebody believed in him and gave him a chance. Obviously, his skill set is vastly improved, or Chip Kelly wouldn't have signed him with the Eagles. But, you know, it's going to be really fascinating. I'll be having my direct TV set on the Eagles games every week. And so it goes. And so it went in Denver when Tebow won 7 games as a starter that year for the Broncos. And Joe Williams of Mile High Sports remembers it all too well.
I was skeptical at first, you know, and the whole Florida thing, and you started talking about him and all that. I was a little bit skeptical, but the more I watched him play, I realized that there was something different about him, and there was something unique about him. And sometimes it doesn't have to do with your form as a thrower or how fast you can run necessarily. There's just something about a guy who just he can win. He finds ways to beat you. And, you know, when you look back on his history of people always telling him he couldn't do this or he couldn't do that, and he just it shows you that how he's been able to overcome some of these obstacles that he's got. Obviously, he's got a few obstacles. He's not a very accurate thrower from the pocket. Could that change? I don't know. But the point is that he's a winner, and every football team can use a guy like him. You have to find a place on your football team for a guy like that. The groundswell of opinion, I mean, when he was here, I've never really seen anything like it.
What I don't understand is why coaches and organizations don't understand the importance of just what you said, the it factor that he had that caused the league to get so excited. I guarantee you DirecTV probably sold more NFL packages when he was playing in Denver than ever in the history of the game, you know. And like you said, it was everywhere. Why isn't that good for the NFL, who, by the way, could use a little good PR about it right now?
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know, and maybe Chip Kelly will find a place for him. Obviously, he's got to have something in mind. But, you know, down on the goal line, just for example, I can't think of anybody I'd rather have on my team and taking the snap at quarterback down on the red zone than him. He's going to find a way to get the ball in the end zone. And I think it's a deal for the Eagles. And I'm just excited to get him back in, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play because I think they're going to find a spot for him. I think Chip Kelly is strong enough and secure enough in his position to say, I don't care what the other people say. We got somebody who can help us win games. And by the way, they do, because he can help you win games. That year, he won, and he got Denver into the playoffs despite the Bronco coaching staff. Because all they did was plain vanilla. They threw Tebow to the wolves, they thought, but he surprised everybody, and they started winning these games in improbable fashion. And of course, he was at the core of most of it. So, like I said, I'm sold, and it took me a while to come around to it, but I know a player when I see one.
Thanks, Joe Williams of Mile High Sports in Denver. Personally, Tom, I'm rooting for Tim.
Me too, buddy. Who couldn't?
I got a feeling about Chip Kelly giving him the shot he's been waiting for, and when a guy gets in the right system with somebody who believes in him, I'm not saying he'll win the starting job. Give the man a chance.
I agree.
Time now for Terry Bradshaw's mailbag. Don't forget, you can contact Terry by emailing him at heyterrybradshaw@gmail.com. All right, TB, it's time to open up the mailbag. And the first comment and question is about courage with quarterbacks. We'll hit these topics real fast. This comes from Gerald in Citra. Says, I heard Steve Spurrier say the number one attribute for a quarterback was courage. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yes, I say poise, which is the same thing. And courage and poise, being able to stand in that pocket, knowing that on every time you're going to draw the ball back, you've got to be able to deliver when the heat is on in the face of people, knowing you're going to get hit, basically. So courage, poise, absolutely.
All right, number two. Did you ever have your teeth knocked out playing football? From Shannon in Ocala.
No. Never had a tooth knocked out playing football. I missed a tooth, but that was because I had broken it I slipped and chipped it, and then 30 years later, the doggone thing broke when I was eating a carrot. So they cut it out. And
so it wasn't a defensive player, it was a carrot, huh?
It was a carrot that got me. And then they put a flipper in my mouth, and I kept knocking that thing out in the game. And so I stopped wearing it, and then I saw pictures of me smiling with a big old hole in my teeth, and I thought, well, that's not very leadership-wise. So carrot got me, buddy.
Carrot got you. Okay. Number three, Terry, this comes from Sheldon in Beverly Hills, Florida, not California. Where in the heck is Hall Summit, Louisiana?
Hall Summit, Louisiana is 30 miles south of Shreveport, Louisiana. I was born in Shreveport, but my grandparents had a farm in Hall Summit, and that's where I spent my summers, holidays, so on and so forth. That's where I fell in love with farming and with horses and cows. My grandfather, that's what he did. So
shout out.
30 miles south of Shreveport.
Shout out to Hall Summit for all our listeners out there. Number four, I hear you are a big fan and good friends with the gospel group, the Isaacs. True? From Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe in Waycross wants to know that.
No, true. You can go online. You can go Facebook, Becky Isaacs, or you can go YouTube, the Isaacs, and you will see me singing What a Day That Will Be in Lufkin, Texas 2 weeks ago with the Isaacs.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, they're good friends of mine. Matter of fact, they're coming to Hawaii, bringing all their families and staying with us for a week.
Awesome. And by the way, they're going to sing Let's Go Down to the River and Pray, one of my favorites.
Let's go down to the river and pray, worry about them good old days.
TB, you sound good. You know what? When it comes to singing, you're my guy. It's time for us to sing it out, TB. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. I hope your day is filled with sunshine. And if it is, it'll be like yours and mine. And if you want some money too, call Buddy Martin.
I guess it's time now for me to say good night.
Well, buddy, don't forget, you can reach us on Twitter at SPigskin Tonight. That's SPigskin, the number 2, NITE.
You mean S, Pigskin, number 2, and NITE?
You could have graduated from Georgia Southern.
There you go. On behalf of the guys from 3 and Out, our special guests, what a great lineup this week. Steve Spurrier, David Moulton, Tony Barnhart, and Joe Williams. And my broadcast partners, Terry Bradshaw and Tom Schmitz. I'm Buddy Martin, and yes, we're rooting big time for Tim Tebow to fly like an eagle. # down here.
This has been a production of Southern Pigskin Tonight in association with Buddy Martin Media, produced from the studios of WOCA Ocala.
This has been Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Man has long dreamed of turning lead into gold. We dreamed of turning gold into platinum. Bud Light Platinum. In a sleek cobalt blue bottle. Triple filtered. Smooth finish. Top shelf taste. Make it platinum. Bud Light Platinum. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Platinum Lager, ale in Texas and Oregon. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800. Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, in everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Ocus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Ocus offers your business radically new technology called Next Generation Websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Ocus, there is so much more. Built into the Ocus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Ocus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Ocus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at ocus.com. That's OCOOS.com, or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Ocus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Former CIA Director David Petraeus apologizing
to those closest to me and to many others, including those with whom I was privileged to serve in government and in the military.
He was sentenced to 2 years probation and a $100,000 fine after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor for sharing military secrets with his mistress. Emotional testimony before prosecutors rested their case in the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bombing trial.
Jurors heard today from a doctor who testified that 8-year-old Martin Richard, one of 3 who died as a result of the blast, suffered painfully from internal injuries before bleeding to death.
Fox Radio's Gernal Scott, the boy's parents oppose a death sentence for Johar Tsarnaev, saying they couldn't bear a prolonged appeals process. And for the first time since the dot-com bubble burst in 2000, a record close for the NASDAQ. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
Overturned truck, freeway construction, rubberneckers slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, you can meet from anywhere using your computer, tablet, or smartphone. No expensive travel required. And with HD video, simply turn on your webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means you can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial.
Power swaps. There's no messy strips or trays.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robert and I will be speaking to Jim George. We know him as Professor Gadget. He'll be talking about cable TV and other gadgets.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Michael Cosentino will be on. He's written a book called America's Retirement Crisis, How to Build Wealth in the New Retirement World.
Join Kelly Fuquay-Hart and her guests on Ocala Magazine Radio.
And then Kimberly McCride is coming on. She's a New York Times best-selling author. Her new book is called Where They Found Her. It is a thriller novel.
Join the experts from Earth's Justice. They'll be speaking about oil and gas activities that continue to threaten Alaska, America's Arctic Ocean, and the threats of offshore drilling in the continental United States.
Dr. James B. Laval is coming on. He's known as America's Pharmacist. He's coming on to speak about his book, Your Blood Never Lies, what your blood test reveals about your mental health and what you can do about it. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check.
We are
Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
We are
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Warrior, teaching you to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. He's Clark Howard.
I'm glad you're with us on the Clark Howard Show, where it's all about you learning ways to keep more of what you make. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard and on the web at clarkhoward.com. Coming up in just 20 minutes, need to tell you about bogus calls coming in from 911 numbers. I'm going to tell you how you are being threatened with arrest if you don't pay right away. And coming up a half hour from now, what you pay for pay TV, well, that's going down if you choose to take the savings. I'm going to tell you all the exciting new developments to shrink what you pay to watch television in just a half hour. Right now, I want to talk about something that is very exciting to me, and that is making the roads we ride on much, much, much safer. You may or may not have heard there was a demo done with an Audi that drove 15 states coast to coast, 3,400-mile trip, and was driven almost exclusively by the car itself. There was a driver behind the wheel. Driver virtually never had to do anything with the car. The car did everything. And this Audi is part of what's going to appear in cars near you and me before you know it, like in a blink. Tesla, a very high-end automobile, is this summer going to have what they call autopilot, where Teslas will be able to drive themselves on road trips. You set the destination you want, it will figure out the quickest way to get there, and will then drive you there. Now that is, both are pretty extreme, what Tesla's doing and what Audi's doing. But what Toyota is doing is so fantastic. Toyota, for a couple $100, is going to offer an option on all its vehicles that will allow those vehicles to sense when traffic is slowing or stopped in front of you, and before you, with your human capabilities, will be able to eyeball it and then physically react, the car will have already done so and either prevented an accident or greatly reduced the severity of the accident. This stuff started off only in the cars of the very rich, Audi and Tesla examples, Mercedes with its S550 that has a lot of autonomous mode to it. But the adaptive cruise control, the lane departure warnings, blind spot detection, emergency braking, all this stuff will be very common in the next couple of years. The beauty is that making cars that avoid accidents is so much better than trying to mitigate the severity of an accident. And that's why I'm so very, very excited about this breakthrough in safety that will not eliminate fatalities, obviously, because human error still enters into the picture, and a lot of older vehicles without safety features remain on the road. But what will happen is that year by year by year, it'll be imperceptible year by year. But you look 3 years out, 5 years out, and our safety on the roads so enhanced. I talked recently about the fact that vehicles from 2008 are a fraction as safe on the road as vehicles from 2012. That the number of changes that happened just in those 4 years made driving much safer. The 2016s will be so much safer than the 2012s. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Kevin's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, how are you, Clark?
Great, thank you, Kevin. How can I be of service to you?
Haven't been listening to your show very long, but I've heard you talk a lot about investment, paying a fee versus a commission for services. And I have a scenario I wanted to see what your thought was. My wife and I are 30 years old. We are in with a company that typically only takes clients that have a much higher net worth than we do. And the idea that drew us to it is we had access to funds that weren't available for people with our type of money, only for people that have more money than we are. So we're paying a company 1.25% to invest for us, but we're in theory getting access to better funds.
All right, so wait, you're paying 1.25%, is that right?
That's correct.
All right, and so this is a fee-only firm, so you're paying them that fee, and in return, they're not earning any commissions from anything they put you in?
Correct.
Okay. That 1.25% is a little higher than where the market is these days. It seems the market has moved much more to a flat 1%. And then for people who have big bucks, down to like 0.5%. So you're just a little on the high side, but not crazy for somebody providing financial advice. But here's the question I have. If you're with a firm where they're usually dealing with people who've got a lot more money than you do, are you getting the kind of personal attention that makes it worth you paying 1.25% of your money?
Well, right now we're not, but that's kind of okay. I mean, they've gotten everything set up for us, and we have everything kind of automated, so we funnel money to them every month, and they make those decisions for us. So it is somewhat nice not to have to think about it too much. And we've been told, or we've worked with them, as our net worth grows and we have more money invested with their company, our fee will lower. It'll get lower as we go through time. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, so you've been with them how many years?
A little over a year. We started in 2010. Last year was our first full year with them.
It's really too soon for you to make a decision to dump this firm.
Okay.
Or, to try to make a yes-no decision. If you said to me, these people never return my calls, they don't seem to know what they're doing, if I was hearing things that you said that these people seemed like they really didn't have your interests at heart, weren't focused on you, then I'd tell you that would be the reason to go. But if they have developed a diversified portfolio for you, they are managing your money, and you're only a year in, it's too early for you to make a call about whether or not you would want to stay with them or not. When you hit a point, let's say 3 years, that's when you back test what they've done. You almost certainly have access to rate of return from them, what you're actually making versus what you're putting in.
Correct.
And if you compare that 2 years from now, because I really think you need to give them 3 years unless they give you a reason not to want to give them any more time, you would want to compare what kind of return you've had with them versus what you would have had if you just put your investing on automatic pilot and index funds.
Okay.
And because of the 1.25%, you have to do much better than the market in order to just be even with the market.
Understood.
So the 3 years is the point at which I'd say that's when you really test them and see, are these people you should hang with, or do you need to go find somebody else?
Okay, that's good advice.
So give them a little more time to prove themselves.
I will do that. Thank you so much.
All right, best of luck to you. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. John joins us on the Clark Howard Show. John, you have a question about your mortgage.
We have a 30-year mortgage, which we have 23 years left on. And my mortgage bank, they're offering me 20 years at 3.875, and they're offering me 30 years at 4.5.
Oh, that one's so easy. John, give me a tough question. You, with 23 years left on your loan, have the ability to shorten your loan by 3 years. What's your current interest rate?
Current interest rate is 5.75, I believe.
All right. So this is incredibly great for you because you're able to go from 5.75% all the way down to 3.875%, shave 3 years off your loan, and I'm guessing that your monthly payment will probably go down some.
Go down about $100.
See how great that is?
Yeah. Well, the only reason I was asking the question is I know you always say to take the longest you can get on a mortgage.
Well, I don't necessarily subscribe to that. It depends on the circumstance.
Yeah.
And in your case, you're already comfortable making the payment that you've been making for 7 years.
Yeah. And the other thing in the mix is I'm retired already, and my wife is going to retire December of this year.
So think of the advantage of that. Yeah. Instead of going back into a 30-year loan, I'm sorry to ask you this, how old are you and your wife?
I'm 65 and she is 65.
All right, so you'd be talking about going into a new 30-year loan. You'd be in debt to age 95.
I won't be here then.
How do you know? People are living so much longer than they used to.
I got a father-in-law who's going to be 98 next month.
See what I mean? So, you could hit the century mark. So think about if instead you go into a new 20-year loan, you've locked in your cost at an unbelievably low interest rate. Think about over your 65 years. Would you have ever imagined, ever pictured that we be having this conversation about having a fixed rate mortgage for 20 years with the first digit being a 3?
Nope.
No way. So that's the victory. Take that 20-year loan, save that dough down almost 2 interest rate points, and also cutting 3 years off. Love that. And hope you and your wife both love retirement. Deborah's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Deborah.
Hi, Clark.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You have a smartphone question for me, don't you?
Yes, I do. I was listening to you. You were talking about your own smartphone and that you had a compression software that you were using to squeeze down the data to help you stretch out that plan for you. I was driving. I wasn't able to write that down. I appreciate it if you give us that information.
All right. I will tell you. And first, let me tell you, I'm a techno idiot, and I don't understand how this thing works at all. But it took me from blowing through 2.5 gigs of data in about 14 days in a billing cycle to using only about 0.8 in an entire billing cycle. And it's something called Onavo, O-N-A-V-O.
O-N-A-V-O.
Yeah,
okay.
Apple does not permit it, as I understand, but it works on Androids.
Okay.
And the way it works is you download 2 different Onavo apps. One of them is called Onavo Extend.
Onavo, what was
Extend,
it?
E-X-T-E-N-D.
Okay.
And the other is Onavo Count.
C-O-U-N-T?
Yeah, and what these two do in tandem is they'll tell you how much of your data plan you've used. Like for me, it says I've used 9%. I couldn't do 2.5, even though that's what I get. So it shows 9% of my 2 gigabyte plan under Onavo Count. And Onavo Extend is the thing that actually compresses the data, almost like how DirecTV and Dish Network bring you satellite programming, where the high def gets compressed coming across space. When it gets to your addressable box in your home for DirecTV or Dish Network, it then opens it back up. That's the same kind of idea that Onavo Extend does.
Okay, well, that's great. I really appreciate you sharing that information with us.
And, Deborah, you know what the cost is?
Is it free?
It is free.
We like free.
Free is good, right?
Right.
So I hope that it helps you. And how it works behind the curtain, I have no clue.
We don't need to know. We just know it's free and it works.
That's the idea. And if you're driving around and you're worried about your data plan, or you want to reduce what you're having to pay your cell phone carrier for data, if you go to clarkhoward.com, you can see the information on these kind of websites and other stuff we talk about on our show, including free and cheap. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
For years, I've been exposing highly sensitive corporate information. No one at work has any idea. I keep a low profile, drive the same car, bring lunch in a brown bag, no expensive watches or exotic vacations. I scan and email hundreds of documents, and no one suspects me. Not even me.
Scanning and accidentally emailing to the wrong places can make your printer one of your company's greatest security risks. Learn how to gain control of document security at nuance.com/gain control.
For 20 years, you've counted on Lumber Liquidators for the quality flooring you want at the low price you deserve. So we've lowered prices on some of our best hardwood floors. Why pay over $3 for laminate at big box stores? We've got solid, pre-finished hardwood from 99 cents. Want bamboo? Don't pay $2.39 for laminate that looks like bamboo. We've got the real thing for $1.49, plus 10% off Morningstar bamboo. More deals from 49 cents and 24-month special financing for beautiful, safe, and high-quality hardwood floors for less. See the experts today. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
You do your best to protect your loved ones, and while you may keep a fresh battery in your smoke detector and have a reliable home security system, there's a whole different type of protection you may be missing. A life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance is a way to safeguard your loved ones now and in the future. Meet with your local independent agent and secure a policy today to protect them tomorrow. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today at manganinsurance.com.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
Just when you thought the scamsters had come up with every possible way to lie to you, to cheat you, to steal from you, wait till you hear about a fast-growing scam first reported in the state of Ohio that is gross, ugly, and abusive. It's today's Clark-rageous moment.
Scams, rip-offs, outrages. It's a Clark-rageous moment.
So get this. You get a call with the caller ID saying 911. You see a call from 911, you're going to answer that, right? Because you're going to be worried that a relative is hurt or a friend or whatever, and they're reaching out to get information from you about somebody who's in trouble. Well, it's actually a con where the person who calls you is a con artist pretending to be from a governmental authority and threatening you that if you don't pay money right then and there, you're going to be arrested. So this one is absolutely so ridiculously abusive. And the idea of caller ID spoofing is so easy for criminals to do that you can no longer trust caller ID. You have something pop up on caller ID that says it's from your bank or a brokerage house or credit union or whatever. And if they're lucky enough, the crooks, that you happen to bank with that bank or use that credit union or that stockbroker or mutual fund company, you're going to think, oh, wonder what they're calling about. And you might answer that call. And then they'll, with a false sense of urgency, they'll say there's been a breach of your account. And all they're doing is predicting the future because they will pretend to be from security with whoever you use for your finances and that they're trying to protect you from an active breach. And then you'll cough up the information that gives them enough to go in and steal all your money. Remember the rule. You can't trust caller ID. That's Clark-rageous, isn't it? You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
I'm Lester Holt with NBC Nightly News.
And I'm Chuck Todd with Meet the Press.
We know you can't always watch on our schedule,
so that's why we are always available on yours.
With video on demand, you can watch NBC Nightly News
and Meet the Press
any day of the week,
any time of the day.
In-depth reporting on the day's top stories from NBC Nightly News.
And political conversations, insight, and analysis from Meet the Press.
Watch our latest broadcast anytime
with video on demand.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human
WOCA. You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Former CIA Director David Petraeus apologizing
to those closest to me and to many others, including those with whom I was privileged to serve in government and in the military.
He was sentenced to 2 years probation and a $100,000 fine after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor for sharing military secrets with his mistress. Emotional testimony before prosecutors rested their case in the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bombing trial.
Jurors heard today from a doctor who testified that 8-year-old Martin Richard, one of 3 who died as a result of the blast, suffered painfully from internal injuries before bleeding to death.
Fox Radio's Gernal Scott, the boy's parents oppose a death sentence for Johar Tsarnaev, saying they couldn't bear a prolonged appeals process. And for the first time since the dot-com bubble burst in 2000, a record close for the NASDAQ. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
Overturned truck, freeway construction, rubberneckers slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, you can meet from anywhere using your computer, tablet, or smartphone. No expensive travel required. And with HD video, simply turn on your webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means you can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our message is more efficient than a carrier pigeon.
Allgaier hopes his positive momentum carries into Richmond. I'm Kyle Rickey. That story next on NASCAR Today.
Waking up to smells of burnt rubber, smoldering campfire, and barbecue sauce. I was there, cheering on the drivers you love and booing the ones you don't, while watching them battle the baddest track in NASCAR. You can bet I was there. Escape reality for a weekend at Talladega.
Experience the Geico 500 this May 1st through 3rd. Call 1-877-GO-TO-TEGA for tickets. This is more than a race. This is Talladega.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, baby. Let's ride.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let noisy brakes kill your mojo. Stop by AutoZone and get a new set of brake pads and brake rotors. Introducing new Duralast Max Premium brake pads, engineered to outperform the original pads that came on your car.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Justin Allgaier finished 8th last Sunday in Bristol, his career best finish in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in his second full season driving for H. Scott Motorsports. Allgaier hopes for more good fortune this weekend at another short track, Richmond International Raceway in Virginia, a track Allgaier has had to learn to love.
You know, Richmond, the very first time I went there, I hated it. Couldn't stand the place. And over the years, I've definitely found a new love for the racetrack there. It's an awesome facility. You know, we struggled a little bit there last year. We were trying some things that just didn't seem to work out in the race. So we've got a good notebook of what not to do.
And several of NASCAR's top stars are on track tonight, racing for charity at the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown at South Boston Speedway in Virginia. They include Hamlin, David Reagan, Timothy Peters, and Jeb Burton. For more, visit MRN.com. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Race.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick. Call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Check this out.
New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk?
I'm seeing it right now.
Wrong.
Wrong again? Wrong.
It's better.
There are so many great things going on in sports.
We gotta get it. From our mics.
Test.
To your ears.
The latest update we got is...
Awesome!
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where you learn ways to save more and spend less. Don't let anybody ever rip you off. Visit me at clarkhoward.com. Follow me at facebook.com/clarkhoward. I visit with my friend Bill Handel, who is on radio in Los Angeles in the mornings, and we do a visit every other week for a half hour. And most recently, I was talking with Bill about all the new offers out there to sell you standalone things like HBO, which is available now first for Apple and then for a lot of other platforms for $14.95 a month. And he's like, what kind of deal is that? So what do you spend right now on your pay TV bill? And Bill tells me he's on DirecTV spending $165 a month for his pay TV programming. And I said, you just proved the point about why getting streaming HBO, if somebody's into HBO, would be worth it. He said, but what if I want this and that and the other? And before I get all these different channels, I've spent all this money. I said, relax. Because the revolution that's underway allows you to tailor your TV to what you want. And nobody is in the forefront of that more than Roku, R-O-K-U. Roku has added new software capabilities that allow you to talk to the TV and tell it what you want, and Roku will go look for it. They have a thing that will, if there's a movie you like, you tell it that you'd like to watch that movie. Price pops up for it if it's one you have to pay for. You say that's too high. Roku says no problem. We'll alert you when the cost of that movie goes down. Roku will search thousands of sources to find whatever show it is you're looking for. So you don't have to say, I wonder, is that on Hulu? Is that on Netflix? Is that on CBS? Is that on this, that, or the other? You can now ask Roku, where is this? And it'll find it for you. Roku is sold as a Roku TV, where you buy a TV that's got Roku built in from the ground up, or you can buy something called a Roku 3, which street price tends to be about $79, more or less, depending on where you buy it. And it acts as a central hub for you if you kick the cable monster to the curb, don't use DirecTV or Dish, and you build your own programming that you stream to your phone, your tablet, your computer, or your TV. The average person spends over $90 a month. But let's say in the past you were really big into HBO and all you wanted was HBO. Let's just say that was you. Well, to this point, you've had to buy a programming package from the satellite company or the cable monster and then add on top of it HBO. But now here we are in this era where you can just buy HBO for $15 a month. Is it worth it? I don't know. It depends on how much you watch TV, because 2 tickets to the movies are how much? Even if you get the vouchers at Costco, it's $16 for 2 tickets to the movies. So think of HBO as a replacement for 1 movie theater visit a month. And then from the Dish Network people, Sling TV, a streaming television product, $20 a month. Netflix, $8 a month. Amazon Prime, streaming, $8 a month. Hulu Plus, $8 a month. So you could add all these together and get back close to what you're already paying for a pay television package. But reality, you don't need all of them. Think about what you watch, where you watch, how you watch. And in this era, we're not all the way there yet, but we sure are close to you being able to watch only what you want and pay only what you want. Something I have not explained well, obviously, based on the questions posted about it on ClarkHoward.com and things people ask me out and about. Local channels. If you go to antennaweb.org, you can see what kind of digital antenna will bring local channels into your house for free. Legal. Bring them in free. You get far more signals, and you get a much better picture than you get from cable or satellite. If you get a picture on a channel, it will be vastly superior to what you get from cable or satellite because there's no compression. You get the full bore signal from the local channel. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Steve's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Clark. I have probably about 11 years left on a 15-year level term. I have 14 years left on my 15-year mortgage, which was 3.875. Great rate.
Great.
I did a little bit of checking a couple of months ago, and it's going to run me about $100 more per quarter to go back to a 15-year. And I'm in great health, but the problem is both my parents passed away from cancer. But my thinking is maybe it's still worth that extra, maybe $400 a year to go ahead and get another 15-year premium so that I'm covered.
What amount of coverage do you have on that policy?
$450,000.
Okay. By the way, with the price breaks at $500,000,
yes,
you might be able to buy $500,000 for the equivalent of what you're paying for $450,000.
Okay,
if
great.
you shop it.
Okay.
And if your health is good, what does 15 years buy you? Like, what age would that take you to, Steve?
That will take me to age 67.
That's perfect.
I'm 55.
Yeah, that's perfect. 15 would take you to 70.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
If you do a new 15, that would be, that's ideal.
Okay.
If you can qualify and the premium's not a whole lot more. And then, again, shop it at $500,000.
Okay.
And see about that. And that's not even what you called about.
No. My daughter, Clark, graduated last year and works in the medical field, got her dream job.
That's great.
She's in the medical field. So she has about approximately $9,000 in student loans. One of them is subsidized. One of them is with one of the big banks. But what they've done is lumped them together with one sourcing company, I guess, or whatever. And she tries to pay money on the one with the bigger interest, and it never gets applied correctly. What do we do?
Right, that is a terrible problem, and that she is being abused by the servicer. The servicer is cheating her.
Okay.
And there's no gray about that. They're not making a clerical error. They are specifically setting out to cheat her.
Okay.
And you're a lot calmer about this than I am, and it's not even my money.
Well, I'm very frustrated about it. I try to remain calm, but I am frustrated.
All right. So what happens when she calls customer no service at the loan servicer for the student loans?
Oh, we'll get back with you. We'll send you the paperwork showing everything. We have not received anything.
Okay. And one of these is a federal student loan. So one of the most unusual things I'm going to recommend to you is something that if it works, it will work very well.
Okay.
And that is for her to find out who the congressman is for the district she's living in now, working in the medical field.
Okay.
And she does what's known as a congressional with that congressman's constituent service office. And she files a complaint against this federal student loan servicer.
Okay.
With her congressman's constituent service office.
Yes.
And getting an inquiry from a congressman's office will take it from the big blow-off that she's getting now, because they know they're cheating her. I mean, that's what they're trying to do, that's what the bank's about. But this will take it into a whole new category, and suddenly they'll say, yeah, we just made a mistake. And who knows how many other people besides your daughter are getting cheated when they pay on their student loans, and the money's not being applied to the higher interest rate loan that she's requesting.
All right. Well, I've suggested to her to go to the credit union that she can join through her work and wait a little while, build up some savings, and then get a personal loan and pay this thing off.
Well, except the interest rate on the personal loan might be a fair bit higher than what she's got on the student loans.
I think her rate on this is about, I think one is at 5.9, Clark, and the other one's right at 8.
Yeah, so she's not going to do better than that with a personal loan likely. So that's why I would start there at her congressman's office.
Awesome. Well, Clark, thank you again so much. I've been listening to you since '86, and you've saved me so much money over the years. Thank you so much.
Well, it is my pleasure. It's great to have people along who've been there all the way through. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Tara is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Tara.
Hey, Clark. How are you?
Great, thank you. You're going to Disney World.
Yes, sir.
You don't sound very excited about going to Disney World.
Well, I'm excited. I haven't been, to show my age. The last time I went, I think I was in 8th grade, and it was the year Epcot opened. My husband and I are planning a trip. Our youngest is 5, and our other child that is still at home is going to be going with us. Sorry, the college kid loses out. And my husband's already made the reservations. We got a resort, one of the little resorts, and he got the meal package. And it'll allow for 2 meals per person a day.
That has been a very popular option at Disney, is the meal plan thing, because people toting kids around the parks, they get pretty worn out. You go back to the resort, and you don't have to go anywhere. You can just go and eat right there, and that's why it's been so popular. But the way you said that, you're not exactly happy with the choice your husband made.
I like the idea of not having to go anywhere. We get there, we park our car, we're done.
Right.
There is no renting cars and all that other craziness. But my question is, can you really use them in the park? And what we're at odds at the moment is we have a camper that we keep up in a campground, and when we winterized it, we brought home our little dorm-sized refrigerator. And so my idea was, after looking on the website, seeing how they would charge, you have the ability to have a refrigerator in your room for a small fee. Well, my idea was, they can keep their small fee. I'll take my own refrigerator, and we could go to the Walmart in Orlando, and get juice and some Danishes and stuff, and heat those up, and that's breakfast.
And so you skip the meal plan. How much is the meal plan a day?
I honestly don't know, but it's not like skipping the meal plan, because we would still have the other 2 meals covered.
Yeah, but your idea of, unless they have some kind of rule against you bringing an outside refrigerator, I think that makes perfect sense. That's why the most popular accommodations in the Disney area and around Universal are places that have little kitchenettes, because people want to do exactly what you're doing. Krista, you recently went with your family and you were on the meal plan. What was your experience with it? Were you able to make good use of that money?
We did, but you know what? The meal plan is very complex. There are people that know Disney in and out, and I would definitely recommend going onto a website that I'll give you in a minute, because with the meal plan, there are certain ways you can manipulate it to get more, particularly snacks like yogurts and fruits and all those kinds of things, because you get a table meal and then you get a fast, quick serve meal every day, and a snack every day. But 3 snacks in these quick serve restaurants count as 1 quick serve meal. So it's like you have to literally write down so much information, and you can really get more food out of it than you're thinking. If you go to mousesavers.com, then they can help you a great deal with that. Also, I would call the dining plan people, because they were very helpful to me, because you can use it in the parks. You had asked about that, Tara. And in the parks, there are certain restaurants that are there are prime times when you want to eat there. And the people who work there were fantastic in recommending times for me and making reservations for me. But you want to make reservations before you go either through them or online. You can make your reservations for all the meals in the parks.
Well, have a great time with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
Mousesavers.com.
You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out. Call 800-443-6399. 800-443-6399. 800-443-6399.
Napa know-how! 5 quarts of Pennzoil in a Napa silver filter are now just $21.99, which means it's date night with the one true object of your affection, your car. So treat her to 5 quarts of Pennzoil in a Napa silver filter. She'll be purring in no time. And at $21.99, a Pennzoil oil change is still the cheapest date around. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 4/30/15.
Vision Computers is different. Great prices and great service after the sale. $449 buys a 3.5 gigahertz quad-core processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 500 gig hard drive. Vision will build your system for one user or a network of 100 users, including a 3-year warranty on parts and labor and free antivirus software. And 15 seconds is the longest you'll wait to get tech support on the phone. Check out visioncomputers.com, 877-9VISION. That's 877-9VISION. Great prices and support after the sale guaranteed.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If your toddler seems to end up wearing more of their food than they eat, don't freak. Messy eaters, we now know, they tend to pick up languages more easily. Instead, our biggest dementia risk boils down to the foods we eat. Stay away from red meat, butter, sweets, and fried food. If you're trying to make a good impression on a man, do not worry about small flaws in your appearance like a chipped fingernail or a stain on your shirt, because chances are he won't even notice.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Enjoy a round of golf on one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org.
number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-Clark, and Benny is with us. Hello, Benny. How are you?
Doing fine this afternoon. Thank you.
Benny, you are interested in having a better oversight of your money, and you're considering something.
That is correct, sir.
Tell me, what is it?
Well, I was interested in using the budgeting tools on an online site, but I noticed they got quite personal or wanted some very sensitive material, and I got a little cautious of that and decided to give you a call.
Well, it's always a good idea when a website starts trying to get account numbers from you and all kinds of personal information to cross-validate or verify that they are A-OK. We're talking about Mint.com, aren't we?
That is correct, sir.
Right, Mint. I don't know what's going on because I've had more calls about Mint in the last month than I've had in the last 3 years. So Mint, for some reason, is suddenly more on people's minds. And I'll tell you, Benny, Mint is very good.
Outstanding.
It's a very good budgeting tool and tracking tool. And my experience has been with Mint that the people who sign up for it are people who don't have trouble managing money, and they're just like getting pats on the back. The people who really need Mint are people who feel like, where in the world is all my money going? And if you use it,
seems to be a thing of the past. So,
but if
online I come.
Well, if that's something that would really help you get control and know, oh, I spent this much there and I did this over here and all that. Mint is a fantastic electronic nag. It's kind of like that thing tapping on your shoulder. Benny, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? Benny, you're way out of budget here on this, that, or the other. But in order to make Mint work, you have to allow it the ability to access all your various accounts. And then once they have that, they can compile, they can track, they can let you know you're spending more than you were, you're spending this much in this category, this much in that category, and they make it all free so that then they can make money from marketing partners saying, why are you using this credit card, Benny? We got this one over here that's a much better deal. So it is something where you're giving them a look-see into what's going on financially in your life, and they allow you to do it at no cost other than the cost to your privacy.
I believe that's what they were trying to explain to me, but you've put it into words I understand. So outstanding. I sure will.
And the initial setup is a bit of a pain. So set aside about 45 minutes where you're not interrupted, so you can stay on task and get everything set up, because if you leave it only half started, you're not going to get an effective overview of what's going on with your wallet. You need to go all in if you're going to use Mint.com. And I do recommend it. I really like the way it helps you organize your finances. This is the Clark Howard Show.
This weather brought to you by Kenny's Place Nursery. Beautiful people selling beautiful plants and flowers at beautiful prices. Give them a call, 352-867-1213 for Kenny's Place. Kenny's Place Nursery offers horticulture training for the mentally handicapped, and that makes them beautiful people in my book. And those beautiful people have some beautiful plants and flowers on sale, like annuals in 4-inch pots for only $1 each. A 3-gallon bottle brush plant for only $8. Confederate jasmine, 3 gallons for $8. How about azaleas, 1 gallon for only $4.25. And a 2-gallon pot of knockout roses for only $17. Call 352-867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery.
WWOCA,
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
1-800-495.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Minnesota's governor, the latest to declare a state of emergency after a strain of bird flu strikes.
13 turkey flocks affecting at least 430,000 birds. Wisconsin declared a state of emergency Monday, also activating an emergency operations plan 1 day before a chicken farm in northwest Iowa also announced it was destroying 3.8 million birds.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso getting 2 years probation and a fine. Former CIA Director David Petraeus pleading guilty to a misdemeanor for sharing military secrets with his mistress. Demonstrations in Baltimore again protesting the death of Freddie Gray. His spine nearly severed while in police custody. A judge denies a request by lawyers for Colorado movie massacre suspect James Holmes to move his trial out of the county where the crime occurred. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
Overturned truck, freeway construction, rubberneckers slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, you can meet from anywhere using your computer, tablet, or smartphone. No expensive travel required. And with HD video, simply turn on your webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means you can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day
and the Ad Council.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting less roofing factory surcharge or delivery fee. See website for details.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sunshine for today with a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon or this evening. High between 85 and 87. Later on tonight, partly cloudy, low 65 to 70. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow with a high between 80 and 86. And then for Saturday, partly sunny, and we'll have a warm afternoon with a high Saturday between 87 and 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If your toddler seems to end up wearing more of their food than they eat, don't freak. Messy eaters, we now know. They tend to pick up languages more easily. Instead, our biggest dementia risk boils down to the foods we eat. Stay away from red meat, butter, sweets, and fried food. If you're trying to make a good impression on a man, do not worry about small flaws in your appearance like a chipped fingernail or a stain on your shirt, because chances are he won't even notice.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Wallet and your future. Missing a minute can cost you big time. Prepare to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off with Clark Howard.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where it's devoted to helping you keep more of what you make. I got a lot of stuff about that straight ahead. In a half hour from now, what if you could be your own automobile diagnostic mechanic? You could automatically figure out when something might be starting to go wrong with your car, and before it becomes a major item for repair, you get it taken care of. Well, that possibility is here. I'm going to tell you how it works in just 30 minutes. There was a guy named Thomas Stanley who died in a car wreck about a month or so ago. And I've been meaning to mention him for a while, and I just keep forgetting. He was on my show many years ago when he wrote a book that was a surprise hit, because he was an academic. And who reads books written by academics? Today, actually, academics write a number of books that catch on with the public. But long ago, when Tom Stanley wrote The Millionaire Next Door, it was a shock that it caught on with people. Why? Because he tapped into something that people just did not know. And that is that most people who end up wealthy do so through low prestige professions. Things that, by low prestige, generally how they're perceived. Somebody who owns his or her own plumbing business, or electrician business, or service business of some kind. Could be a fast food franchise, a number of locations. And it's not that they own that business that creates wealth. It's what they do with the revenue that the business produces. Because there's an assumption that people get wealthy who have the most education. And as a general rule, the more education you have, the likelier it is you'll be at the higher end of the income scale. But in terms of real wealth, often it'll be people who do quote-unquote work for a living. And that's only half the equation, though. You may have heard me talk about it before when I talk to a school group. I always paint two pictures. One, and I'm asking them which is the wealthy person who has the big house and the luxury car, or the person who lives in the modest house and drives the used car. And the kids always get this wrong. They always get it wrong. They always make the assumption that the person with the fancy house and fancy car, they're the ones with the money. But what Tom Stanley and his co-author found that was so clear was that it was all about no flash, lots of cash. That the people who live a humble lifestyle and often own their own business are the ones that end up wealthy.
And it is really that simple. I read something written by a financial planner in Utah who was writing about how when people can't figure out how to get ahead financially and they wonder why they've never saved money, that they're so susceptible to schemes that people present because they're looking for the easy answer how to get wealthy. The reality is the answer is right in front of you. It is easy. It's just hard to do. As he says, twisting our motto backwards, spend less and save more. I mean, come on, save more, spend less. But however you say it, that getting to that is all in our heads. How do we not buy that new thing, that new gadget, that new just gotta have? How do we control our wants when we go to buy a house or a car? Those are the keys to you taking control. It is really that simple, just hard to do.
Brian is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Brian.
Hi, how you doing today? Thanks for taking my call, sir.
Certainly, Brian. How can I serve you?
My wife and I have been very blessed, and we've been able to purchase 3 homes. They're all paid for, and 2 of them are rentals. And we formed an LLC when we bought the first rental, and should we have all our rentals under the LLC or just rent them through the LLC to protect us? And we're also thinking about getting umbrella insurance.
All right, first, let me make your head spin, because normally if you're going to go to the expense of setting up an LLC for rental properties, you actually want a separate, what's known sometimes in the trade as a single issue LLC for each individual property.
Okay.
And it adds complexity and some expense, but I'll tell you what's behind it. Here, for you, it's the success tax. You own all these properties free and clear. Your personal residence, the rental properties. So if you own it free and clear, and you own all the stuff free and clear, let's say something kind of unimaginable happens at your rental property. You think you screen tenants well, but turns out it's a front for some kind of criminal enterprise. Somebody gets hurt, whatever. I'm just going way out there, okay? Just hang with me. And you end up getting sued or held liable personally because you don't have it in an LLC. You protect everything you built up over the years with only that single property being subject to risk. On the other hand, let's say over time, you develop a portfolio of 5 or 6 different rental properties. You have them all, you own them free and clear, you have them all in a single LLC. All of them are subject to claim against a judgment that would occur to you against you for something that happens at one property.
Okay, that's what we thought.
So what a lot of investors do, and you mentioned it, if they are not wanting to go crazy with having the lawyer that does all the LLCs each time you buy a property, what they'll do is they'll get a very large umbrella insurance policy. For people who aren't aware what an umbrella is, Brian, an umbrella is where, in addition to whatever liability you have under a homeowner's insurance policy or a landlord kind of policy, you have this overarching protection against lawsuits that starts at $1 million and goes up from there. Each additional $1 million in coverage you buy is cheaper than the first $1 million.
Right.
So you can do it either or, usually is what people will do, is if they do individual LLCs for each property, they will just have a normal liability policy there to protect you on that property in the LLC. And if something catastrophic happened in terms of a lawsuit or judgment, you lose that one property, but everything else you have is protected. Right. Or it may be cheaper with just a couple of properties to just get a very large umbrella and cover everything you have against all the different possibilities.
Excellent. That clears it up pretty good. Thank you.
Sure. And by the way, there is no one right answer on that.
I've spoken with many people. My wife has spoken with many people, and you get a lot of different answers. So it's trying to get some clarification.
Okay, I hope I was able to serve you with that. Millie is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Millie. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good, thank you. How can I serve you, Millie?
Okay, I have a quick question. I have a 401k through my employer with the big investment company, and I was wondering, how do I go about getting it with a smaller company like Vanguard?
You can't as long as you're working for the employer you work for. If they have chosen to have your 401k with one of the ultra high cost providers, that was their choice to do so. I don't like at all who your employer is using for a 401k. So what I can recommend to you is, do you have a nice employer match on your 401k?
Yes, sir.
Is that you put into the 401k up to the point that you get the full employer match.
Okay.
And then after that, if you want to save more money, go open your own Roth IRA and do that with one of the low-cost providers and put money into it, because you don't want to walk away from that wonderful employer match you have.
Okay.
And how big is or small is your employer that they would make such a, what I would think is not a great choice? And who's handling your 401k? Do you work for a big company, mid-sized, small?
Well, we're a big company.
I'm really surprised a big company would be with who you're with. So,
yes.
But because you're with a big company, they probably have a pretty good match.
Well, they match up to 6%.
And how do they match it? A quarter to $1, 50 cents to $1, $1 to $1?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay. But you do know there's a match up to 6%.
Yes.
So at least that first 6%, pick up the free money.
Okay.
And then past that, do your own Roth.
Okay, so now how do I go about getting a Roth IRA?
Okay, if you go to my investment guide at clarkhoward.com, you can have your Roth open in under 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'll even guide you on some of my favorite starter accounts for you to put your money into for your Roth IRA.
Okay, thank you, Clark.
Okay, best of luck to you. I'm glad, Millie, you're paying attention that your employer isn't exactly looking out for you like they should with the 401k plan you're being offered. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Most cell phone companies have one big plan they think fits everyone, but Consumer Cellular thinks your plan should fit you. How much talk, text, and web use is just right? You name it. You'll never pay for more than you need, and we'll never ask you to sign a contract. Plans start at just $10 a month. Get free activation, a $35 value. Take 30 days to try Consumer Cellular risk-free. If you don't love it, cancel and pay nothing. And Consumer Cellular is the only wireless service endorsed by AARP, so you know the service is great, and members can save even more with special discounts. Why spend another day paying for more than you need? Consumer Cellular has a plan with your name on it and the savings to match. Start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Stop by a Target or Sears store to pick out your new phone in person, or go to consumercellular.com and we'll ship your phone for free.
AARP receives royalty fees for the use of its intellectual property. These fees are used for the general purposes of AARP.
Don't you hate it when you can't find your credit card? You know it's somewhere, but you just can't put your finger on it. And what if it gets into the wrong hands? Well, don't worry. Now with Freeze It from Discover, you can turn your account off from your smartphone or online. It prevents anyone from making new purchases on your account. Then when you find it again, simply turn your account back on in seconds. It's just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Discover is the only major credit card issuer with Freeze It on mobile and online. Learn more at discover.com/security. Limitations apply.
For 20 years, you've counted on Lumber Liquidators for the quality flooring you want at the low price you deserve. So we've lowered prices on some of our best hardwood floors. Why pay over $3 for laminate at big box stores? We've got solid, pre-finished hardwood from 99 cents. Want bamboo? Don't pay $2.39 for laminate that looks like bamboo. We've got the real thing for $1.49, plus 10% off Morning Star bamboo. More deals from 49 cents and 24-month special financing. For beautiful, safe, and high-quality hardwood floors for less, see the experts today. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Clay is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Clay.
Yes, sir. I had a question about a phone company I recently learned about.
All right.
And the phone company looks like a pyramid thing to me. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works, but the talk, data, and text plan is a 4G plan, and it's $49 a month. You get 3 people under you, and the company will start sending you $20 a month on a card. Does that sound familiar to anything that you've heard about?
It could certainly be completely legit, and it's not at all a surprise that multi-level marketing is coming to the cell phone business. The reason is that everybody in America pretty much who wants to have a cell phone has one. The penetration of cell phone users is at a point that there's now, I think, more cell phones in use in America than there are people. So now we're in this phase where a lot of people, I talked recently on the show about how much people are overwhelmed by their monthly cell phone bills. So people are going to be in play. They already have a phone. They're looking at a bill. If they're with AT&T or Verizon, they're typically looking at a bill that could exceed $110 a month. So they're looking for a way to rein in that cost. And you said $50 a month, unlimited calling, texting, and then probably 2 gigs or 1 gig a month of web. Is that right?
I think it's unlimited.
Doubt it.
Do you doubt it?
Yeah, I'm looking at the plan right now. Almost certainly there's a data cap on that of 1 gig or 2. To give you a sense, most people in America on a smartphone use just under 1 gig a month. Yeah, oh yeah, it's 1 gig. No, I take that back. You're right. It says, but they throttle you, right? Which is the equivalent, because when you get too fast, when you get past a certain point, they slow you down. But the point is, most people can live at the level of data use that they'll give you at $50 a month. I think that could be a perfectly legit way for you to both get cell phone service and to promote it to others. So a question I have for you, Clay, what do you have to pay to get into this?
It's a $49 for the first month.
Oh, but do you get your service for that?
Yes, and then I get a $49 activation fee, and then I have to buy my SIM card for, I think, $29.
Right, but in terms of becoming a salesperson, do you have to pay any money to become a salesperson?
I don't believe so.
And the money's made from getting other people to sign up for the service?
That is correct.
That's absolutely fine. And that would be a multi-level versus a pyramid. A pyramid is when the organization crashes into itself because there really is no legit product or service you're selling to strangers. In a pyramid, the money is made by recruiting other people into the pyramid with no real goal other than to recruit people in to the pyramid with money from later people paying off people who were in early and on like that. But because this is an ongoing service, there's a monthly fee, there's a commission earned on that monthly fee that you would receive. That almost certainly could be straight up and real.
The representative also mentioned to me that you would get $20 for the next 3 people that signed under the people that you signed up as well.
For service, or you get $20 every time somebody signs up for service for the cell phone?
Once I get what they call a trio under me. And then the 3 people that I put in my trio start putting people under them for every one of those.
But my question again, the people that make up your trio, do they have to buy the cell service to be part of your trio, or they just have to buy in to the organization?
I think they can do either one.
All right, then I'm not as happy anymore.
Okay.
If the organization is about you recruiting people in for the cell phone service, who recruit other people in for the cell phone service, who then recruit other people for cell phone service, fine. But if you can buy in and you're not using the service and the people who buy in under you aren't using the service, now I have to go get some generic version of Tums or Rolaids because you've given me a big case of indigestion for you and your wallet. I'd be very careful if everything is not about getting people to switch to that cell phone service.
You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information.
WOCA.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Go Caleb! Come on, hit a homer, Jesse.
Let's go, guys.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Wow, Jinx. Did you guys know that friendly children have more friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obvious.
Oh, hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I'm 19 years old, and this is how I live united. I've always been kind of a computer geek, and I found a way to use those skills to help the homeless in my community. For people facing hard times, computer skills and a basic resume are so important. It may seem like a small thing, but it makes a huge difference in people's lives. So with United Way, I created a program where I work with the homeless. Together, we go through their whole job history and then save it on their very own USB drive. We provide workbooks and training certificates. I even budgeted for cupcakes so we can celebrate as a class when one of our people gets a job. That's huge. When somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." That's what Living United feels like to me. My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Dear Smokey Bear, for teaching us how to prevent wildfires for 70 years.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
My name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine at A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for the People Community Acupuncture. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m. for a relaxing and therapeutic community acupuncture session with like-minded, health-conscious individuals from our community. Pricing is only $35. Group sessions involve yoga breathing and acupuncture for the benefit of stress, anxiety, and depression. Unwind and start your week off right. If stress is leaving you a mess, you need a checkup from the neck up. When you're feeling blue, come to A Better You. A Better You Healthcare, just behind the Paddock Mall on 27th Avenue. For further details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com or call 615-5566. Again, that number is 615-5566.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robert and I will be speaking to Jim George. We know him as Professor Gadget. He'll be talking about cable TV and other gadgets.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Michael Cosentino will be on. He's written a book called America's Retirement Crisis, How to Build Wealth in the New Retirement World.
Join Kelly Fuquay-Hart and her guests on Ocala Magazine Radio.
And then Kimberly McCride is coming on. She's a New York Times best-selling author. Her new book is called Where They Found Her. It is a thriller novel.
Join the the experts from Earth Justice. They'll be speaking about oil and gas activities that continue to threaten Alaska, America's Arctic Ocean, and the threats of offshore drilling in the continental United States.
Dr. James B. LaValle is coming on. He's known as America's Pharmacist. He's coming on to speak about his book, Your Blood Never Lies, what your blood test reveals about your mental health and what you can do about it. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Enjoy a round of golf on one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where you learn ways to save more and spend less. And don't let anybody ever rip you off. Follow me at facebook.com/Clark Howard. Visit clarkhoward.com for lots of information for your wallet. Cars today are much better made than they used to be, much more reliable, and they're basically rolling computers. Those computers are tracking what's going on pretty much all the time. The newer the car, the more they track. You take a car in that's misbehaving into a repair shop now, and they'll plug in to the car itself an electronic diagnostic tool, which will read onboard computers and tell them what's likely going on with the car. For a number of years, there have been devices you could buy on the web or an auto parts store where you could read your own codes, so you know what might be wrong with your vehicle. But someone's taken this a whole lot further for people who are mechanical idiots like me. There's an app and a service called Open Bay Connect. And what it does is you use the smartphone app that reads the computers on your car and then will determine if there's a problem on the horizon or a problem that's already there with your car. Now, this is where it gets freaky. So Open Bay is trying to figure out what's going on with your car, real time or semi-real time. Then we'll get estimates from different shops what it would cost to fix that. They say they work with a couple 100,000 car shops around the country. And it is a crazy, wild idea, if you think about it, that the car will be able to do what happens now with airplanes, where airplanes can essentially send real-time trouble tickets at 30,000 feet. But if this concept really works, think about how much money you might save when you fix something with a car before it becomes a much bigger problem, and having the automatic shopping with quotes from place to place. Now, why did I hedge my bets there? Because I said if. Because the question is, the code's read, the diagnoses determined, how accurate are they going to be? I'm not smart enough about cars to answer that question. But if you are interested, the smartphone app, again, it's called Open Bay Connect. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. John joins us on the Clark Howard Show. John, how are you?
I'm good. Clark. Thank you for taking my call.
John, I got to tell you, I haven't had a call about what you're going to ask me about in a good while. It was something that I got a fair number of calls about, I feel like a few years ago. But you want to ask me about something that involves life insurance as a way of doing like tax-free savings. Is that it?
That's correct. Yes. I was recently listening to talk radio and heard the advertisement, and I went online, checked them out, and then they've come back and give me a sales pitch about how the tax laws and litigations, not litigation, but the tax codes relative to life insurance policies that are using those tax and legislation issues regarding, I guess it's whole life policies, to modify a whole life policy to basically maybe provide a little bit less of a typical death benefit, but allows you to take money out and borrow it interest-free.
Oh, okay. You're going to go there with me. It sounds so exciting, doesn't it?
It does.
All right.
Sounds very exciting.
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
All right. The way these policies are structured, they make it sound like this is the greatest con of the IRS there ever was. If you follow our plan, you're going to have tax-free access to your money at no risk, at no cost, and you're going to be able to draw funds as you need them. And what this is this is a modification of a traditional play in whole life insurance that involves you being able to borrow against the cash value of the policy.
Right.
And what they have you do in a lot of these plans, and I call them plans, that's not really, schemes would be a better term, is they have you make additional payments against the policy that immediately give you cash value in the first year instead of waiting till years 6 to 10 to have access to cash value. Is that kind of how this one plays, that you have immediate access to your funds?
Yes.
All right. So here's the story. The embedded commissions in this kind of thing are extremely high. The money you're borrowing is not truly free. There is essentially an interest rate spread where you're eating into the embedded cash value that might grow in a policy over time. And the reality is, using life insurance in this method should only be used by the ultra wealthy, generally people who make in excess of about $400,000 a year.
Okay.
Are you an ultra high income earner, and that's why the pitch was made to you?
No, I'm not.
All right. The reason that it really is geared towards people that make in that kind of range is that the what's known as the marginal tax rate is effectively, for people who live in states that have state income tax, over 40%. And then using a ultra high value whole life policy can work for the purposes of cash flow needs that somebody might have from time to time, especially an ultra high income earner who is entrepreneurial. But for the typical American, it is a very expensive way to try to beat the tax man, and usually unnecessary. As an alternative, if I could suggest, doing investing as you already do, and instead making sure you max fund a Roth account every year, is a much more valuable path. Because where life insurance is tax sheltered or tax advantaged, a Roth is tax free. Tax free beats tax advantaged or tax sheltered every day of the week.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Sure. And I know that people sell this as the greatest thing ever. Unless you're in that sliver of people that make a ton, doesn't pay. Our number is 877-87-CLARK. Bill is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Bill. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Bill, how can I be of service?
Well, I'm a small business operator. It's actually a funeral home.
And I think you spoke recently about Facebook and businesses promoting themselves on Facebook. And my industry is constantly saying, oh, yes, we've got to do that. The consultants are all saying that's a great idea. I'm wondering if it is or not.
I think it absolutely is. I think that the brilliant move you can make as a funeral home operator is to create trust, particularly as you have people that are younger who connect through Facebook, who may have the unfortunate loss of a parent that they're having to make final arrangements for, that you go to meet your customers where your customers are. And Facebook, and for a funeral home, I don't think Twitter really fits, but I would use Facebook as a way to do outreach and say, learn more about our industry, learn how to protect your wallet. Do it as a consumer protection kind of outreach where you use your Facebook page as a way to educate and to teach and ultimately build up trust, and people then have an interest in coming to your funeral home instead of someone else in the untimely loss of a loved one's life.
Okay.
I think there.
We took us a few years to get on board with websites. We are the cautious type, so we didn't want to just jump right into something that might not be a good idea.
But, you know, for people, I think the consultants that are haranguing you about getting in social media they're right on the money, because websites for people who are older, that's how they access information. But people that are in their, especially in their 20s and 30s, their first thought is Facebook. People that are older, Facebook may be part of what they do, but when people are younger, Facebook is like the beginning point, and that's why reaching people there. But it can't just be like you're promoting your funeral home. I think the way you do it is going back to what I said earlier. I think it's got to be the outreach, the teaching.
Very good. Sounds like a good plan.
All right. Well, I hope that it is successful for you, and I appreciate your call. And there are lots of businesses where having the social media presence doesn't work in your business. It doesn't really fit or adapt. But funeral home business, ideal. Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. And Carol is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hello, Carol.
Hi.
Carol, somebody's given you a pitch saying that I said an investment opportunity was like the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
They lied.
Yes,
they lied.
Oh, they lied?
They lied. This is one, in fact, that I have, when I've had calls about it, I've said, danger, danger. In fact, would you like to hear bombs bursting in air or red alerts?
I've heard those before.
What's that?
Why not? I've heard those before.
All right. Well, let me just play a bomb. Carol.
Yes.
This organization promises a phenomenal return on your money without risk, a return of, if I remember right, it's 1% to 2%. Is it a day? Yes. I mean, now, let's be realistic here. If you had a rate of return like that on your money and there was absolutely no risk, do you realize how quick you'd run out of all money on earth? You'd run out of all dollars, all euros, all yen, all Swiss francs. I mean, every currency on earth we'd blow through in no time flat. The compounding is impossible.
Yes, okay.
So somebody telling you...
I think it sounded very feasible because my friend put $500 in, and she said the first month she got $200 back, or, you know, not back, but it has made...
Supposedly into the account. All right, so any illegal game of chance, any pyramid, there are always people early who make a lot of money. But the reality is, mathematically, you quickly run out of people on Earth.
Right.
So, and this is one of several similar groups right now promising outlandish rates of return on your money, supposedly without risk. There is no such thing. It is just a pyramid. I can't wait till legal authorities in some state label it as that so I can start naming this group and others that are like it.
It's out of London.
Yeah, I don't care if they're from Mars. It is not a legitimate opportunity. It is impossible to generate that kind of return. Stay away from it. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out. Call 800-443-6399. 800-443-6399. 800-443-6399.
For 20 years, you've counted on Lumber Liquidators for the quality flooring you want at the low price you deserve. So we've lowered prices on some of our best hardwood floors. Why pay over $3 for laminate at big box stores? We've got solid, pre-finished hardwood from 99 cents. Want bamboo? Don't pay $2.39 for laminate that looks like bamboo. We've got the real thing for $1.49, plus 10% off Morning Star bamboo. More deals from 49 cents and 24-month special financing. For beautiful, safe, and high-quality hardwood floors for less. See the experts today. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Know-how. When your lawnmower battery dies, it can leave your yard looking like a jungle, and you wondering where things are, like your rake, your clippers, and your garden gnome.
Over here!
So stop by Napa for a lawn and garden battery as low as $21.99 with exchange. Just $21.99 to get back on your mower and get your lawn back to normal. Conquer the job with Napa Know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 4/30/15.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Kenny's Place Nursery offers horticulture training for the mentally handicapped, and that makes them beautiful people in my book. And those beautiful people have some beautiful plants and flowers on sale, like annuals in 4-inch pots for only $1 each, a 3-gallon bottle brush plant for only $8, Confederate jasmine, 3 gallons for $8. How about azaleas, 1 gallon for only $4.25, and a 2-gallon pot of knockout roses for only $17. Call 352-867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sunshine for today with a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon or this evening. High between 85 and 87. Later on tonight, partly cloudy, low 65 to 70. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow with a high between 80 and 86. And then for Saturday, partly sunny, and we'll have a warm afternoon with a high Saturday between 87 and 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, executive editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards and excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If your toddler seems to end up wearing more of their food than they eat, don't freak. Messy eaters, we now know, they tend to pick up languages more easily. Instead, our biggest dementia risk boils down to the foods we eat. Stay away from red meat, butter, sweets, and fried food. If you're trying to make a good impression on a man, do not worry about small flaws in your appearance like a chipped fingernail or a stain on your shirt, because chances are he won't even notice.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Our number is 877-87-CLARK. And is it Garv, or how do I say your name?
Hey, it's Garv.
Garv. Hi, welcome.
Hey, I got to start by saying it's an honor to get to talk to you because I grew up listening to you, and I wish I could ask you a million questions, but I'll stick to the one.
Well, first, I want to thank you for your belief in me and that I've been able to be of service to you over the years. And second, I know I'm getting old. When people come up to me at public appearances around the country, and they'll be there with their own kids in tow, and they'll say, I used to listen to you when I was their age.
Well, you still sound as young as you did when I started listening, so we'll give you that much credit there.
Well, great. Thanks for that. How can I serve you now?
Well, my question is, so I'm being a business owner. I had a credit card debt for a while. I carried balances. I managed to pay all that off and get my credit score up to excellent. I use Credit Karma, which I heard about through you guys, and I keep up with my score. So I had it up to a 771, and I bought a car. So since I bought the car, I applied to multiple lenders, including where I got my financing. But since the time I bought my car, I still have zero balances on my credit card, but my score has gone down to a 730. And I'm trying to figure out, when I look at Credit Karma, it says, well, I have too many accounts open. And did
they give you a C on that?
Did they give me a what?
You know how they'll give you, if you go and look at the extended report on Credit Karma, they grade each of the things involved with making up a credit score, A, B, C, on like that.
Right, I have a C now.
You have a C?
Of two things, of age of credit history and C on my credit inquiries.
Okay. Oh, so that would be three things.
Well, really just two things. The only two things that I have a C on are those two particular categories, age of credit history and credit inquiries. But when it shows a up and down arrow and I click on the red arrow that shows my down, it says, well, I have too many open accounts.
Okay, don't worry about that one.